What's up, guys? Is this the intro?
This is the intro, man.
Oh, you know who it is, DJ Woo Pig. Has anybody priced truck tires lately? I'm buying tires for a box truck. It's ridiculous. It's going to cost me $3,000 just to make the truck drive down the road. That's neither here nor there. We're back. Back from Bonnaroo. What an experience that was. I wasn't there the whole week. For me, it was 4 days of hell and then I'm dipping. For the crew, they were out there 11, 12 days of hell. I think the crew did a fantastic job. Got along with everybody, made good connections. There's a lot of moving pieces. A ton of moving pieces on a show of this scale. Take it. You got 700 acres of festival ground. You got 100,000 people coming to this show. We show up. There's probably 2,500, 3,000 people there just working. The catering tent was as big as it's as big a tent as we've ever seen, and it was for catering. What an experience! But going into it next year, we know a little bit more information. Now, I just got to see the construction of literal structures that didn't exist a week before. I've got to give some major flowers to my homie Christian Jackson. So you guys know him as the Grand MA guy. Why is everybody making so much noise? He's an awesome guy, but I already thought he was a badass. But it really puts in perspective. He went to a different country where he does not speak the language, and was the crew chief for an entire stage that's as big as anything that we've ever done. It's mind-blowing. I had to send him a message on Instagram because it's literally mind-blowing. With that being said, it's hard to put into words. You gotta watch the video. You'll hear from the guys on their experience. But yeah, it's nuts.
It's what?
Buc-ee's. Nuts.
Hey, Brandon.
Hey,
have you ever in your life seen 85,000 people in the same place at the same time?
I have one time. It was at Bonnaroo 2023 in Manchester, Tennessee.
That was an experience. Would you do it again?
Yeah, it was a really good experience. You learned a lot of things.
Saw a lot of cool stuff. This tent, that tent, the other tent, this stage, that stage, which stage, how stage, wow stage, Galactic Giddy Up. Oh man, check this out. So they built this venue one piece of wood at a time. Several good artists come through. That was actually the stage I was in charge of. We got Kendall Marvel right here. Mr. Kendall got to play 2 nights at Galactic Giddy Up, and on the second night he brought in a bunch of guests to play with him. Several of those guests had their own sets on different stages. We got Winona Fighter and Miss Chloe and her friends here. They put on an awesome show. Definitely not what we expected as far as genres for the name of the stage. I thoroughly enjoyed it. This is Where in the Woods. So they had a lot of DJs and EDM sets out here. It opened up 2 nights before.
Yes.
Centeroo did?
It opened up on
Tuesday night, I think. I think it was Tuesday night.
It was Tuesday, yeah.
We can go back and look at the schedule. But anyway, there's John's truck.
This is called Planet Roo. This was where Joel's stage was at.
I thought they weren't allowed to have drones.
Well, if you know the right people, you can have the right stuff. There goes the main stage right there. They're just driving around trying to figure out the lay of the land. You got to know where you're going, and it's a pretty decent sized farm.
There's the disco ball tower. That looked really neat at night with all the movers on it. Plaza 2, that was the Toyota sponsor. There's the Hal stage. Our buddy Joel from Florida was manning that one. We provided all the equipment on it, like we had spoke of. Tents for days. I don't know that we saw all the campgrounds.
No. There's stuff outside the farm that was for camping and didn't even go out that far.
Here we are headed to our truck. Oh, there's the house of matrimony. I hear Shaquille O'Neal was performing weddings.
He did.
That fella's singing karaoke at the Galactic Giddy Up. It's karaoke with Everything Forever, I think is what it was called. There were 2 guys and a girl that were hosting that up, and then the aliens would show up every night. It was very interesting. Hey, there's an alien right there.
Didn't they try to sell you Planet Earth at one point?
Yeah, they did try to sell me Planet Earth, man.
Did you take him up on the offer?
Nah. I think it's out of my budget. Here's JD Clayton. He's an Arkansas boy from Fort Smith, Arkansas. He put on a great show. He's one of the guests that Kendall Marvel had up the night before. Maybe 2 nights prior. We had a lot of people that would show up at Galactic time and time again. I got to visit with several of them, got to know them on a first name basis.
Fun fact about Bonnaroo, a bag of 20-pound ice is $18 from change. So, if you ever go, be prepared to spend some money on some ice.
And by the time you get it back to your campsite, it will be half melted and covered in dirt.
So you're only getting 10 pounds of ice for the price of $18.
Choose wisely. If it were me, I would show up with a cooler on wheels and then drag it back to the campsite. Tip of the day. Have you ever drank water out of a can?
I did. I drank music water out of a can, and it was very interesting, but very good.
Who we got here? Oh, it's the aliens doing karaoke. I think they were singing I've Got Friends in Low Places.
They were the life of the party, and for anybody wanting to know, aliens do speak English.
These did. That guy right there in the suit in the center, he said he hadn't been here in thousands of years. But he kind of liked what they've done with the place. That's Hog Slop String Band. So, bluegrass with a twist. They had banjo, mandolin, acoustic guitar, fiddle, stomp box, hi-hat, 5 vocals. Very interesting. This guy right here, him and his friend, man, they were really enjoying themselves and danced the whole time. There's a quote from Toy Story, or about Toy Story on that wall if you can find it. There's Chloe again. They played Galactic one day, and then they were at the Who stage the next day. There's my alien friend. This was Paramore?
Yes.
Crowd falling in. And we were like 300 feet back from the stage. They had a main PA, side outfills, and then they had delay towers as well. It was a big area, man. We headed back to our RV. Sponsored by White Monsters. Zero sugar energy drinks. The alien taxidermy. I met the guy that actually made these. You can see his Instagram handle on screen here, but he was really cool, man. He makes kids' toys and any kind of requests that come at him. For me, the 12 days that we were there kind of went by very, very fast. Not only were we super busy, but I actually thoroughly enjoyed what we had going on. Met a lot of people that I'm currently in contact with and probably will be for a long, long time.
Make friends, make connections, because it's going to open up a lot of doors for you. Enjoy what you're doing, have fun with it, but take it serious. Learn what you can when you can do it.
And that was our Bonnaroo experience. We totally just switched roles. I'm recording it in the same spot. I will say, we had a very small role. Don't let the title fool you. The goal is to get to the main stage. We weren't there. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna pretend like we were. We did audio for Plaza One, which is, if you know anything about Bonnaroo, it's not. You're not on stage 1. You're not on stage 2 or 3 or 4. Like when you get into 5th, 6th, 7th stages, that's where we were. The next stage up is where we want to be. There's a lot of people that would love to even be invited to the show. And this year, that was us. Next year, I'd love to be a bigger part of it. But again, it's one of those things where you don't really know until you know. And now we know. So we'll be able to go about it a different way next year, if we're invited back. Nothing's promised. Nothing's guaranteed. But I'm glad we did it. I think it was a good learning experience for everybody. Oh, the video following this one will be an in-depth look at the SRX 900 PA. You guys are relentless. We've got... Everybody decides to make noise whenever I pick up a camera. That's neither here nor there. I'm giving you a hard time. We've got 24 of the 910 dual 10 arrays. We've got 16 of the 906 arrays. And we've got 16 of the 928 subs. We'll take a look at it. Get as close as you can. I'm not promising you guys an audio shootout or whatever it is. When you get to pro level audio, it kind of is what it is. We're gonna go over the features. We're gonna go over the specs. We're gonna go over how they sound from an audio engineer standpoint. There's a lot of people who own these boxes now. So we'll discuss it. And then we'll gather all your questions, and I'm sure we'll do 3 or 4 more videos on it in the future. JBL, hit me up. I'm trying to get paid. Maybe let's do a little pro bono. I'll answer all the questions that people want to know. Maybe I'll just send me a couple more subs or something, because they're not cheap. See you later.